Hey everyone, Shiv here. Alright, so we've got 4 new cards, 2 of which are shit, and the other 2 are fucking game-breaking to some degree. So let's get into this, and we're starting with the shittiest. Alright, so, Lights Champion, 3 mana for a 4/3, Battlecry, Silence a Demon. This is a neutral card. Okay, so it's anti-demon tech, which pretty much means you're sick and tired of fucking Warlock. Okay, I kind of understand that. However, Demozu, not overly oppressive as some other decks, so this kind of goes... and of course, you know, Illidan is hardly ever sees play, so meh. Argument here is, wouldn't I just rather take an Ironbeak out? Yes, you would. It's 1 mana cheaper, and, well, if you're a hunter, it works even better. But where I think this actually gets value is probably Arena, because we all have seen people take that damn Ogre, that's, you know, 3 mana for a 4/4, but they can't control it. Well, this, 4 attack, and they can control it. It trades in with every other 3-drop nicely. It even trades into many of 4-drops nicely. Okay? Just want to get that out there. Alright. Moving on. Varian Wrynn! Yes, the King of Stormwind! Okay, so 10 mana for a 7/7. Okay, this Battlecry better be fucking legit as all hell. Battlecry! Draw 3 cards! Okay, that's pretty fucking legit. Put any minion you drew directly into the battlefield. This has the potential of being game-breaking or completely soul-crushing to yourself. Now, everybody is screaming, Holy Control Warrior. Right, sure. And they're overlooking a lot of little technicalities here, which I actually find funny. Alright, so, put any minion you drew directly into the battlefield, i.e., you don't really get the battle cry at that point, because you're not summoning it yourself. You're not playing it out of hand. No, it's... Okay? So, battle cries... Also, weapons, spells. It does nothing for it. Now, I'm bringing this up for a very important reason. Warriors depend very much so on those battle cries. I'm not even going to lie. There are many matches that I've won because of being able to use Alexstrasza on my face. Because the Shield Maiden was able to give me armor. You take that ability and kind of throw it away. Yeah, sure, if you're already ahead, this card's just basically a win more. But if you're not, this could actually backfire in your face really, really significantly. Alright, so I want us to go through some things here. And I really want this to be understood. Alright? One, I do like this card. I think it's actually really, really cool. It's a very good risk-reward card. But when you look at your typical control warrior, they normally run 2 shield blocks, 2 shield slams, 1 to 2 brawls, 2 if you're crazy like me, right? And executes. Okay? So that's 8 to 7 spells right there. Now, let's throw in the weapons, okay? Some decks run double skill axe, some only 1. And they almost all run double death spite. So that's like another 3 to 4 cards. So now you're talking 10 to 12 cards that this does nothing for. Okay, now let's look at the battle cry minions that Control Warrior's been really dependent on. Alright, Cruel Taskmaster. Normally run 2 of those. Not anymore. Shield Maidens. 2 of those. Alexstrasza. So, yeah, Dr. Boom. It gets really kind of wonky there. At that point, you're looking at half your deck has a potential of either not being good, not giving you the value you intend it to do, or just kind of, you know, screwing yourself over. So basically, it kind of comes down to you have a 33% chance of pulling something that's really going to be helpful. Now, because this is so late in the game, that could kind of work too, but let's be honest. The likelihood of you playing this and getting like Ysera, Sylvanas, and or Sludge Belcher, not going to happen. I mean, it's possible. Alright, it's very, very possible. For those who play Varian, guess what? This kind of screws that play over, so it's just basically an 8-8. But I do like this card. I do think that we'll have to redesign Control Warrior to some degree, but it's possible. Why not? We can actually do some Dragon Control Warrior and throw this in there with it. Sure, that actually makes a lot more sense to some degree. But other than that, it's a good card. It really is, and people are going to play it the hell out of it. So, if you like Warrior, grab this card. Or pray to get it. Alright, next up we've got Ronin. Yes. I'm going to ask one little question. Why are we even bothering voting? Why do you put up the vote at all? You're just going to give us both. You've done this twice in a row now, Blizzard. You did it last time during GVG too. Why? Why bother? Every time you have legendaries, you give us both. Moving on. Alright, so 8 mana for 7/7. Death Rattle. Add 3 copies of Arcade Missiles to your fucking hand. Alright, so Tempo Mage just got a whole lot happier. You know, you could even use this in a couple other things, like a Control Mage. Sure, why not? Will this enable Malagos Mage to return? Yeah, yeah, really possible. The most common use is going to be probably with Archmage Antonidas, because that's actually a 7-drop you don't ever play on 7. True fact. So now you're going to have fuel for fucking Archmage Antonidas? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to sit here and do this all day long. I'll play this 8. Boom. You kill it with Big Game Hunter. Okay, cool. So, my response play... I'm at turn 9 now, right? Alright, so I play Archmage Antonidas, and I double fucking Arcane Missiles. Oh, I took out your BGH, and I got 2 Fireballs. G fucking G. Now, I'm also going to point out that this could work very well with Flame Waker combos. This could work very well with fucking Malagos. I never thought I'd fucking ever utter those words, but yes, it does work with Malagos. Here's where Thorazan gets a lot more value too, guys. And we've actually been seeing Thorazan popping up in Mage a lot more. So, could we see some shit like that? Where basically Mage just goes YOLO Arcane Missiles with a damn Malagos? Why not? It'd be fucking hilarious. It'd be like one of the first times that the Mage actually was roping like it was a Patron Warrior. It'd be great. I'd love it. But we will have to wait and see. This is a really good card. And, you know, everybody bitches in Big Game Hunter target. Big fucking deal. Go ahead, Big Game Hunter target. If you don't silence it first, oh fuck well. Which means you had to invest 2 cards in order to deal with this 1 legendary. That's not very good trade value at all. And I can think of other things that, you know, a mage has that you'd much rather silence than this. Though, maybe not as much. Alright, and moving on to the last card, which also, I will tell you right now, is pretty fucking garbage. The Wrangler. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, who the goddamn names this shit? Alright, my disdain for the naming convention aside, 5 mana for a 3/3. Okay, so we're thinking like Grim Patron here. Alright, cool. Maybe, you know, hunters will get their own kind of Grim Patron synergy thing, you know? And then they won't be so goddamn reliant on just going face, 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 face. Alright, so let's read the battle cry. Battle cry. If you have a beast, summon a random beast. That's all I gotta say about this card. It's absolute total fucking dick. It is so shit. This is beyond shit. Alright? For that ability, And that cost, that is absolute fucking garbage. You give fucking Grim Patron a goddamn neutral that awesome fucking ability, and you give this shit? Let's not fucking kid ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Beasts are some of the weakest fucking minions in this goddamn game. Oh, but Shiv, you're missing out on... No, I'm not missing out on it, alright? I already know the fucking possibilities that this damn thing could lead to. You know, oh, you get a beast out, boom, throws out. Oh, look at that, I get King Crush instantly on turn fucking 5. Yeah, sure. In Magic Fairy fucking Christmas Land. Reality is, everybody already knows when playing Hunters, you make sure they don't keep a beast because fucking Kill Command scares the shit out of everybody. Will this see play? Arguably, maybe if somebody wants to try to run a pure beast build, why not? You know, we haven't seen that since CVT, back when, you know, Unleash the Hounds actually did something, and back when, you know, they actually had a draw engine. But people cried. And now they're left with this most toxic face rush aggro bullshit, and they're crying even more. Sorry guys, you can't have it both ways. You really can't. You either allow them to have some sort of combo draw synergy, or you accept the fact that your face is pretty much open and you're on a turn 7 clock. True fact. Where I think this will probably see the most play is coming out of goddamn Lock and Load, because, you know, read the card. Is it good? It has a potential of leading to some really interesting scenarios, I'm not going to lie. But I just feel it's overly costed for what it does. Really. I mean, yeah, of course, you always can bring up the King Crush argument, and I can bring up the Timberwolf, or I can bring up the fucking Young Dragonhawk, or I can bring up the fucking Haunted Creeper. Alright? Or the Web Spinner. There are more shitty fucking beasts than there are good beasts. This is a true known fact. So... it is bad. It is very bad. Anyway, so that is all for this portion of the Grand Tournament review. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe, leave me comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you want to post this up on other places, go right the fuck ahead. You know, put it up in Reddit, fucking forums. I don't really care. But let me know what you think of these cards. Do you agree with my assessment on them? Do you have some really interesting combinations that I may not have thought of? Let me know. I love reading this shit. And as always, may RNGesus bless you. And if not, well, maybe you can get your own Wrangler. Peace.